intern here, in the comfort of his bed/couch. And today is the beginning of a brand new series that I'd like to call Every World Champion's Worst Race That Year. And this will be a series unscripted, well, not really unscripted, partially scripted, that I will record in the comfort of my bed. The rules are simple. I have gone through every single year of the Formula One World Championship since 1950. And I have picked out the worst race of every single world champion from 1950 to 2023. Together we will go on a journey examining slightly each and every world champion's worst race that year. This video will only cover the 1950s. I will do this by decade, because to do it all in one video would take years, and I don't have years left. Yeah, so let's go. Number 1, 1950, Giuseppe Farina, Monaco. So here's the thing. Farina was doing fine, and then out of nowhere he just packs himself into the wall around Monaco. And he didn't just crash himself out. He crashed 8 people. He took 8 people out with his mistake. And not only that, but he handed his title rival a silver platter victory in the process. So, yeah, Monaco, Farina's worst race of the season. 1951, Fangio won the championship, and his worst race that year was Silverstone. This guy had 1 second, 1 entire second put on his skull by Jose Gonzalez in quali, right? And the thing is, he made up for it by passing Gonzalez on lap 6. But by lap 39, Gonzalez caught him back and literally bodied him into Beckett's. Left him in the dust, won the race. So the so-called world champion, who's supposed to be one of the greatest drivers of all time, worked by his fellow countryman, Jose Gonzalez. 1952, Alberto Ascari won the championship. I decided to go with Monza, because here's the thing. He led every lap of the 4 Grand Prix preceding Monza, right? Yet here he is at his home Grand Prix. The stage is at its biggest. The lights are shining at its brightest rather. And what does he do? He gets bodied by Jose Gonzalez. Doesn't get by him again until past halfway. And don't get me wrong, Ascari still won the race. But I don't care. Like, after the domination he put down in those last 4 races, and finally reaching your home Grand Prix, which I think was the last race of the season, should have been a cakewalk. But you made it hard for yourself, bro. Gonzalez might be the real GOAT, you know, but we move. 1953, Ascari won the championship again. This time his worst race of the season was France, in my opinion. He got pole position, and despite that, on lap 1, guess who bodies him? Jose Gonzalez. Run Jose Gonzalez a title-winning car. I'm so serious right now. Ascari didn't lead a single lap of the 1953 French Grand Prix. Didn't even get a podium either in that rocket ship. Shameful, man. Moving on. 1954. Fangio won the championship. His worst race of the season was Silverstone. He got pole for the race, fair enough, but he lost the lead off of the line. I want you people to guess. Just guess who passed him. Did you guess right? Yes, you're right. The father of the grid, the real GOAT. Jose Gonzalez. Gonzalez passed this guy on lap 1 and led every single lap of the race and won. I'm not even joking when I say Jose Gonzalez might be the most underrated Formula One driver to ever live. Why doesn't this guy get talked about more? Someone please tell me. But anyways, another thing is that if Fangio had gotten a podium in this race, he would have finished on the podium in every race of 1954. So Schumacher in 2002 wouldn't have even been the first to do it. It would have been Fangio. But because he bottled Silverstone, that never came to be. We move. 1955, Fangio wins the championship again, and once again, his worst race of the season, Silverstone. Back-to-back honkers around Silverstone. Sterling Moss put 2/10 on this guy's head in quali and completely dusted him in race day. Yeah? And the thing is, maybe Fangio just wasn't trying, because he ended up clinching the championship anyways, but he lost the race by like 2/10. So he was super close. But he was pretty good that year. This is literally the only flop I could find. We move. 1956, Fangio wins again, this time his worst race of the season. Monaco. He was on pole and he got cooked off the line by Sterling Moss. And he was too busy clapping hay bales to catch him back. Moss led every single lap of the 1956 Monaco Grand Prix, and Fangio just sat there and watched him do it. Shameful performance. 1957, once again, Fangio wins his final championship, and his worst race of the season was Monza. You'd think getting bodied by Sterling Moss would get old for this guy, but clearly it didn't. This guy qualified 4th for the Italian Grand Prix, and Sterling Moss put 41 seconds on his dome. Clearly he took a day off. 1958, we only got 2 more left, lads. 1958, Mike Hawthorne was the world champion, and his worst race of the season was Zandvoort. Because you see, Mike Hawthorne finished on the podium of every race in 1958. Every single race, except this one. He qualified 6th and he finished 5th. He took a day off. Once again, if he just cooked, got the podium, Schumacher wouldn't have been the first person to finish on the podium in every race of a season. It's actually insane. 2 chances this record could have been set early, and they both just fumbled. Crazy. And last but not least, the last world champion of the 1950s, Jack Brabham. Portugal was his worst race of the season. Here's the thing. You see, when I was looking up the stats to make this video, usually whenever I saw a driver retire from a race in the 50s, I just assumed it was a car problem, because cars were so unreliable back then. So when I saw Brabham retired from this race, I was like, here, car problem. No, it wasn't a car problem. He crashed. This guy crashed hard too. Like, he crashed out of the race. It's genuinely mad how he wasn't even hurt. Jack Brabham just packed himself off into the wall. And the thing is, I was trying to find footage of it too, but it was 1959, so naturally none existed. But Brabham just crashed. It's insane. Like, Sterling Moss won the race, fair enough, but according to, just crashed out. That's insane. I mean, he still won the championship by like 5 points over Tony Brooks. I mean, he led the championship by 5 points over Tony Brooks exiting that race. But, yeah, crashed out. Big world champion to be. Out of the race. When did he crash? According to this. According to... Hold on. Here we are. He crashed on lap 23? Lap 23. He wasn't even halfway through the race. And that was the 7th round of the 59 championship. Yeah? And because of that, he put himself in the striking line of Tony Brooks. So I put Portugal as Brabham's worst race of the season. And if he had just gotten the podium in Portugal and Germany and USA, again, podium in every race of the season. Except it wouldn't have been so because he didn't do the Indy 500. Because he's weird. Anyways, that's it. Every 1950s champion's worst race of the season. We will continue this at another time. I will not put any effort into editing the audio of this video. What you hear is what you get. See you later when we tackle 1960s.